Hello there and welcome. I'm Peggy, and I hope you'll take time to just relax and stay with us for the next half hour. We have some very good people here and people that I'm proud to introduce, and we have some music you don't want to miss. And we're going to talk about a lot of things, and particularly about our country and patriotism. And if we ever needed to stand together, we need it now. And I want to introduce an old friend. I'll say old friend, a new friend too. We don't get old, we just get better, right?
We do get better.
Jerry Fleming. And Jerry is a producer and a writer and an author from the Atlanta area. And he has just been brought into the Music Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful.
With the group called Thunder.
And James Hunter is here. And James is a lead singer, and we're going to hear him. Look at Us Now, right?
Right.
And next to him is Wally Franklin, and he is the CEO of the Fleming Franklin Group. Thank you all for coming and sharing some time with us. Jerry, I don't know where to begin. It's wonderful to see you again.
I tell you what, Peggy, we have such a great history together, and you are one of the most enduring and wonderful people that I know.
Well, thank you very much. But tell me about I know you've just gotten this award, and you're very involved in the Atlanta area.
That's right.
And what's going on with?
Well, we have a lot of things going on right now. We've focused our attention on doing what we feel needs to be done in order to draw people's attention to the fact that we really are not together as a nation, and we can do it one or two ways. Pardon me. We can either just bear the party line and go on about our lives and say, well, that's the way it goes, or we can put America before party. And I believe that right now is the exact time that we need to take a good stock at what we have done and what we are planning on doing, and let's make sure we put America first.
That's beautiful. And I think sometimes people forget. They forget our history and all the things that people came together to form this nation in the first place.
That's exactly
Otherwise,
right.
it couldn't have been possible.
And it's amazing how we sometimes forget the lineage of some of the things that we're talking about right now. I know you and I, the last time that I was on your program, I had just come down from Arlington National Cemetery, where I had addressed the Gold Star mothers at their national dinner, and which was one of the greatest honors of my life. I mean, you can take the gold off the wall, you can take back the hall, anything you'd like to take back. But the greatest thing was our heroic families. So I did want to make mention of the fact that Gold Star families, and you see the Gold Star on my collar.
I know. I was going to ask you about that.
We're a Gold Star family. Gold Star mothers and fathers and siblings are those who have lost a member of their family in service to the country. And
so that would be like in combat.
Well, yes, in combat, actually Gold Star, it was very, very well known when you and I were growing up, because there were Gold Star highways and there were Gold Star memorials. But these days, many people don't even know who they are. But a Gold Star family is a family who has lost a child or a sibling or a mother or father in service to the country. And you're absolutely right. It's almost always in the combat zone. And it's unfortunate that in the last couple of weeks, people have become aware of Gold Star families because of a political dispute. I personally think that that's tremendously inappropriate, because our Gold Star families are part of our American treasures. And I wanted to remind everybody exactly who they are, because so many people don't know and they are not aware.
And we you flip on the news and you hear all this, but you're right. We don't think about it, or maybe don't know.
That's right. You know, in the 50s, it's amazing, because Dwight Eisenhower said that of the 5 most important and significant and powerful voices in the country, the Gold Star mothers of the country were one of the top 5 voices that needed to be heard. Now, of course, in those days, we were coming out of World War II and out of Korea, and we hoped that there wouldn't be any more Gold Star families. It's not an organization you want to belong to. But what happened was we ended up in Vietnam, so we had a lot more Gold Star families, but somehow or another, they lost their voice. When I addressed them at Arlington, as I said, which was just an amazing experience for me, I was surprised how many people along the way that I had mentioned, they said, well, where are you going? set up to visit with the Gold Star mothers, and they didn't know who I was talking about. So it was a tremendous disappointment, and we wanted to make sure that everybody knows who they are.
It's amazing. Our school children are not, either they're not being taught or they don't delve into the history of this country.
That's right.
Our grade school children.
Oh, and that's where it all begins.
Of course it does.
If you're hardwired as you grow up, if you're hardwired to have respect for your family, yes sir, yes ma'am, no sir, no ma'am, you start then as a quality child and you grow up to be a man or a woman of excellence because of what we have taught along the way, and we've forgotten a lot of that.
Well, that all begins in the home.
It begins in the home, absolutely.
Yeah.
And James Hunter, who sits beside me today, has become our voice of the conscience of America. And he's a great guy. Wally Franklin, who sits over on the end there, Wally and I came together on this project that has been created by Stormfield Pictures, which is Alan Cassidy and Dennis Lisenby and these great guys who are Oscar winners out there on the West Coast and have done some great work. And they have come together with us. We brought Wally in as a videographer, and James Hunter in as a singer, and put together a musical message, which was actually written because one of my friends died in 9/11 in the towers, and he's a great American hero. You'll see him in this video that we're going to show. But we feel like that this is actually how America feels, what you'll see in the video. But so many people are just not willing to open their mouths and say together. They're more willing to say separate and I don't like you.
Yeah, I know. Okay, now I want to find out, you are a singer, all right?
Well, I'm the CEO of Fleming Franklin Group. James Hunter.
I'm the singer.
You're the singer. You don't sing?
I tried.
I thought.
He models. I think he models. Look how slick he is.
Wally is the videographer that you'll see in this,
right.
in this band. He's my business partner with Fleming Franklin Group.
And you are the singer.
I'm the singer.
All right. Now tell me about your music.
Well, I have a country band, and it's called James Hunter and Southern Pride. And we play at weddings and bridal showers, and used to play at the VFW a lot. Then I got married, and that slowed up a little bit.
And you are in the Atlanta area.
Atlanta, Athens area.
And, okay.
Right, Atlanta,
All right.
Athens area. And I actually live in Morgan County. And going back to what y'all were talking about, though, you know, this is what I feel that's happening in America. Now, you got to understand, we're all three at the same wanting to make America great, you know, go back to our roots and stuff. But I feel
we can't do that if we don't stand together.
Stand together, that's right. But what I feel like's happening is a lot of your World War II veterans have died out.
Yeah.
A lot of your Vietnam veterans are dying out. So we got a whole new change in this country, and some of it's not good. Some of it's good and some of it's not good. And I feel like the World War II veterans and the Vietnam veterans are God-fearing, gun-toting, you know, patriotic men and women, you know, from the roots of where you and I came from. I'm 59, and so that's why I think this country has changed just so much. I just see it. It's just, you know, where your word used to stand when you would say something. You could have a handshake instead of a contract, you know. And
well,
so
those days seem to be gone.
those days are fading by with
and
a
there's
lot.
something sad about that.
It's sad. It's sad.
Do you have any
So-
reason why you think this is a part of our life now, that people don't trust each other anymore, or what?
Well, it all goes back to the dollar and greed. A lot of it does. A lot of it goes to the children's raising. You know, my mom and daddy were married for 57 years. My mama raised 5 kids. If I said an ugly word, I got a whipping. I remember that one time. I didn't know my daddy could run so fast one day when I back-talked him. And, but they were great parents. They didn't break our spirit, but they taught us right from wrong. They taught us stealing was wrong. You know, you have to defend yourself, but don't go out and start no fight. You know, so this country, we have kids raising themselves. You know.
So in other words,
In front of a video
heading
screen.
we're heading
Yeah.
in another direction, and it is not a positive
It's
thing.
not a positive thing at all. Even though we got we still got some good kids out there, but overall you can see what's happening in this country. So, and it starts with the politics all the way down. And this is what Gerald writing this song, and we did the video, but him doing this goes back to, look at us now, right, from 911. Go back to 911 and look at us now. Where are we at? Are we any better off?
Right.
Or are we worse? You know.
How consistent are we with our promise to ourselves and to our country to stand united?
Yeah.
You know,
Well
when
said.
we went through
Well
that tragedy, you know.
Well, we have some music to share with you, and I think it's ready. So why don't we just sit back and enjoy this music, because it has a special message. So if they're ready, here we go with something I think something very special.
A house divided against itself cannot stand.
On September the 11th, 2001, over 3,000 Americans lost their lives in Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania, and New York City for no other reason other than hate. Well, that day, we made a promise to come together as a nation. Now time has passed, and I wonder, did we really keep our promise? I'm just an old soldier from the land I've always loved. Well, I put down my rifle when my fighting days were done. When I see our young folks heading to deploy, I never fail to thank them for the freedom I enjoy. 'Cause I think about 9/10, then I think about 9/12. What a difference just one day made. 9/11, that sure was hell. Then I look at us now, I ask myself why we united that day to stand, to fight, be free or die. Though we cannot go back, we can find a way how. We said we were together, well, just look at us now. I had a buddy in the towers on that day. He gave up his life for all the people that he saved. When the politicians squabble, I always think of him. He never claimed a party. He was just an American. That man who sits across the aisle, he's not your enemy. I know he loves his country just like you and me. So to reach across and take his hand is a promise we must feel. 'Cause if we don't stand united, you can bet somebody else will. Then I look at us now, I ask myself why we were united that day to stand, to fight, be free or die. I just want it all back, to show the world there's no doubt that we're standing together. Just look at us now.
Look at us now.
So when I see Old Glory or hear from sea to shining sea, I know my country still stands, and I thank God that I'm still free. I'll keep my promise, tear down the walls that divide us, stand up together, one nation, and say, just look at us now. Look at us now. Look where we've been. What a journey we've traveled. With the dreams that we had. We can never go back. We can never back.
never go back.
Cannot go back.
We will never back down. We're standing together. Just look at us now.
America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves.